Mutable signs are Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces. If your sun sign is mutable, you were born to earn your daily bread by being a communicator of thought and action. You'll never be happy when you're forced to be responsible for the chaos around you, when you're expected to sit behind a desk or remain in any one place and take charge. You'd be miserable leading the parade like the cardinal signs or watching the store like the fixed signs. You need to constantly circulate, travel, move around, and communicate ideas and ideals between the cardinal leaders and the fixed organizers. You'd be equally happy being self-employed, assuming that your self-employment allowed you to communicate to the public some new and different viewpoint of standard ideas, preferably either abstract or inspiring. To work with love, you must have complete freedom, a variety of activity, periodic change, lots of coffee breaks, long lunch hours, and interesting assignments. Working at a job that ties you down in any way, forces you to take complete charge and be responsible for the actions of others, could result in physical fatigue, mental stress, and emotional depression, which could lead to chronic illness. All four mutable signs were born to communicate. However, the kind of work most harmonious with the spirit is individual, with each of the four mutable sun signs, depending on the element of the sign, i.e., whether you're a mutable air sign, communicator, such as Gemini, a mutable earth sign communicator, such as Virgo, a mutable fire sign communicator, such as Sagittarius, or a mutable water sign communicator, such as Pisces. Gemini. You'll labor with love in a profession that harmonizes with your mutable air nature. Air translates into anything that's unpredictable, keeps you floating around, and challenges your sharp intellect. Although you're so versatile, you could be successful in just about any sphere of endeavor imaginable. You'd really have it made if you published a new dictionary or spent your time making up new crossword puzzles. Choosing professional bridge or chess as a career would bring you certain fulfillment. But never mind, you'll play mental chess with your coworkers in any occupation, lucky enough to pin you down long enough to say you work there. You need a career that will allow you to bring to it your great capacity for variety, one that will permit you and your twin, your own alter ego, to sweep out the dusty corners, both symbolically and literally, and open up the windows to let in the fresh air of new thoughts and ideas. You belong where you can use your considerable charm and vivid imagination, where your quick intelligence and verbal glibness is given free rein. Never allow yourself to get stuck in a position where you're expected to punch a time clock or you'll be miserable. I know a Gemini man who counsels students 9 to 5 at a college. The counseling part is fine, but he's mostly unhappy with the lack of change in his job. Yet he's determined to remain a few more years until he gets his retirement benefits. It's his Cancer ascendant and Cancer moon sign. As unhappy as he is, he won't do anything to lose the security of retirement. He should leave his ever-present twin sitting behind the desk and let the other twin start looking around for something new and exciting to do with his life. Virgo. You'll labor with love in a profession that harmonizes with your mutable earth nature. Earth translates into anything practical, stable, well-planned, and capable of paying you what you're worth. You'll insist on the last. But that needn't be synonymous with stuffy or boring. You need a chance to purify the disorder around you with your clear thinking and exquisite sense of discrimination. You belong in any endeavor that can benefit from your cool head and mild manner, for you very much need to be needed, but which also gives you gobs of time to be alone. far from the noisy zoos of chattering people. Your ability to see mistakes, your talent for spotting the flaws everyone else misses, make you indispensable wherever you settle down to do your thing. If you work for yourself, say as a doctor or a lawyer, you'll make fewer errors in judgment than others in these professions. And in the latter case, you'll be a genius at discovering the faux pas of the opposing attorney's briefs. In the former, no one would need a second medical opinion after your diagnosis, since you'll have considered every detail of every symptom and every test several times before giving a verdict. You'll never find personal fulfillment or success being a leader. You're ideally equipped to let others lead while you help them keep a tight ship. You need a career where your ability to find error is an indisputable asset, not a liability, as when Virgo President Lyndon Johnson, who was a square peg in a round hole, cheerfully announced that he was helping to solve the energy problem by turning out all the electric lights in the White House himself each night. Presidents should be cardinal or fixed, never mutable. John Kennedy was one of those exceptions that proved the rule. Still, he led as a mutable communicator, undeniably. Sagittarius. You'll labor with love in a profession that harmonizes with your mutable fire nature. Fire translates into anything exciting, original, slightly dangerous, or challenging in either a physical or a mental sense. You need an occupation where you can express yourself enthusiastically, where your idealism is appreciated. You simply cannot stay in one place. You need a change of scenery at the very minimum of once a year, and you may even have thought of joining a circus as a way to escape humdrum monotony. There's a saying among astrologers that Sagittarian archers retire before they get their first job, an exaggeration meant to convey your restlessness and need for change. Some archers leave home as early as 12 or 14 to chase the impossible dream. Let's hope you never realize quite all your impossible dreams, because life would then begin to lack luster for you. You'll bring a touch of magic and an Emmett Kelly clown-like humor to any profession with a degree of risk to it, from the stock market to mountain climbing. You belong in a field that dares you to take chances, to gamble on tomorrow's sure win, where you can contribute your triple whammy of winging optimism, inspiration, and idealism, including but not limited to sports, religion, which has always intrigued you, or space travel, wherever you can zing those arrows of truth. The atmosphere of the place where you hang your Dorfman hat for temporary periods between vacations must be cheerful and outgoing, open and completely candid, packed with congenial people. You can't stand sneaks, but if you should get yourself fired for calling your boss one, don't worry, you'll get a new job right away. Who wouldn't want a merry, lovable centaur racehorse around? You're honest to a fault, and now I hear you complaining that honesty is not a fault. It depends on how brutally truthful you are. People's feelings are sensitive, you know. An employer or even a coworker just doesn't like being told, "Gee, you're a really good-looking guy in spite of that big bump in the middle of your nose." And I don't think people should call you camel nose. Take it easy, okay? Pisces. You'll labor with love in a profession that harmonizes with your mutable water nature. Water translates into anything that definitely moves around, as water must do, is many-layered or multi-leveled, somewhat mysterious and flexible. You'd be a great troubleshooter for the New York Times or a department store. An equally terrific priest in the confessional, psychiatrist, psychologist, or marriage counselor. People are going to be dumping their problems on you anyway, so you might as well get paid for listening to them. And that's not a materialistic view, just sensible. Because the people who come to you will never fail to be greatly benefited, and your fee will normally not be more than they can afford. So it's money well spent. With your nature, however, you'd probably forget or neglect to send a bill for your services, so you'd need a good accountant or business manager. All things considered, you're probably better off to just give your listening ear free of charge, so it doesn't trouble your conscience, and earn your bread in some field that urgently needs your sensitive perception and uncanny ability to solve mysteries. Even a field like science. Einstein was a Piscean, you know. He brought the Neptune vision and far-out concepts to mathematics, resulting in the creation of a whole new and thrilling dimension of time and space. Pisceans enjoy swimming in artistic and creative waters, where they are undeniably, contentedly at home. Yet more fish should dive into the ocean of science, where the Neptunian sixth sense, open third eye, and innate intuition are qualities desperately needed to bring about a long-awaited utopian marriage between science and mysticism. If these reluctant mates don't marry soon, so that technology and esoteric wisdom become one, it may be too late for the wedding, and there won't be any place to go on the honeymoon, if you comprehend what I mean, which, if you're a psychic Pisces, you will. You have little desire to lead any parade, unless you're one of those rare, more aggressive shark-type fish, and you're happiest when you're helping others find the way to self-discovery. Your gentle manner and subtle humor are an asset to any kind of business. You'll find more opportunities to succeed when you choose a profession where you can develop your uncanny ability to dream and make your dreams come true. Any occupation that allows you to demonstrate your rare capacity for listening sympathetically and nurtures your imagination will bring you self-fulfillment. Both children and adults sense immediately that you truly care about them, and your very presence has a healing effect. Whether you labor with love in a hospital or in a greenhouse, plants know you love them too.